was so sure. Okay, welcome to the first traveler in today, UA. Thank you so much for checking in, and thank you as well to the other check-ins such as Bergie, UA. Thank you for checking in, and King. Oh my gosh, and me. I feel. You know, by now, I feel like you should totally know when you're muted and not muted. But whatever, it's okay. We have a very special guest today on today's episode 36. Today is episode 36 of SmolTalk. Woo! We have so many episodes, guys. Seriously, thank you so much for watching for as long as you guys have, and as well as participating and just being such a good audience. I feel like some people have reached out to me and said like, well, this person has like really given me a lot of enlightenment, or oh, this is such an interesting perspective. And honestly, that's actually what I've always wanted for SmolTalks. I'm really excited to kind of talk about, so AKL's been making content for quite a while, and AKL has been a drummer, game dev using RPG Maker, and when I was dipping into some of how long he's been streaming, he has so many hours in Monster Hunter Rise, which you guys know, recently I've been really into Monster Hunter Wild. So Wild, yeah. And so we have lots of fun topics to talk on about today. But before that, I wanted to also remind you guys that if you guys would like to participate in asking questions, I highly encourage you to use the channel redemptions. If you guys prefer Team Sunny or Team Rainy, or if you think you might be more chill versus excitable, feel free to ask questions with your associated team, and you will, drum roll, add points to your board. Last month, I'm still calculating, so I've been a little behind on a lot of things, but the board has reset. So if you guys want to get started on maybe, yeah. So by the way, Rainy won quite a lot, so we're going to continue with another rainy month, but that's okay. We love the rainy weather. One day I hope to have the sunny team overcome the ever so prevalent rainy members. But being a rainy member myself, I can't help but be like, yeah, let's go, let's chill and vibe and drink tea and stare out the window with longingness for what once was, or whatever. Sorry, I've been really thoughtful lately, but let's be thoughtful with our guests. Yeah. I will go on ahead and ask AKL to introduce himself, but from what I know, AKL also has a podcast. I would be so excited to know that you guys would be willing to check that out with me. I will link that, or maybe whenever I get AKL to talk about it, we can go on ahead and like link it together. But yeah, just something to look forward to with me. Let's get going though. Boop. Boop, boop. Hi, I'm live, AKL.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you on my, well, not on my table, but behind the table this time. Welcome.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself to folks who might not know ya?
Of course. I am AKL Trifecta, also known as AKL, Aki. I have many ways of being addressed, honestly, and 9 times out of 10, I generally know you're talking to me. But yes, I am a drummer, game developer, voice actor, and like I always say, casual VTuber, VTubing casually.
Let's go. Oh my god, I love your emotes. You look so your toggles of your model. You look so silly and expressive. I am so happy to finally ask you all these burning questions since meeting you just by chance, by the way. Meeting you by chance is such a fun thing to talk about.
It's funny because like we met on a complete whim, because I just happened to be in the Tavern Talk Discord, and I saw somebody else going live and doing like a live dub thing, and I'm like, this is really cool. There's finally somebody else that's streaming Tavern Talk. That's really neat. Yeah, we'll pop on in. And then came in, loved your vibes, loved you enjoyed the game just as much as I did, and just that's literally what happens. Sometimes that's just how it goes.
Honestly, in this space, absolutely. Do you think that you found other creators in similar ways?
Honestly, yeah. It's generally been 9 times out of 10 I find people off of a shared interest. whether it's a video game or a hobby or just a hyperfixation. Sometimes I'll meet random people just by chance, by somebody being like, "Oh, I think this person's really cool. You should raid them," and I'll do it by chance. And next thing you know, it's like my community's really good at suggesting people that they think I would vibe with, and they've been really good with that.
That's actually so cute. Your community is like, hey, you should go be friends with this guy type beat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, can you maybe drop some names that you met through that way?
The most recent person that I know is a streamer by the name of Brent Zone. They're a retro. Yep, they're a retro streamer and whatnot. And one of my viewers recommended them, and I really liked their really comfy, cozy vibes, and they just like to play a bunch of different retro games and have fun.
Dude, I see Chow on their table. That's the Sonic Adventures 2 thing. No kidding. Yeah. Wow. So you found them, and then what I love about being able to meet people in this way is that suddenly your networking or like your circle just like starts branching out in crazy dimensions. But going back a little bit to Tavern Talk, actually, So I'm a tavern keeper, if you might not know. And so, with that in mind, what would you say is this is going to be a selfish question, because this is something I've been wanting to ask people more often.
Please be selfish.
Stop! No, I refuse. But what attracts you to the tavern aesthetic? Because Tavern Talk is very much, I don't know, because it's an indie game. Very, I wouldn't say it's like that most. I don't want to insult it by saying like not many people play it, but I feel like the type of game it isn't attractive to the general population. So
I mean, it's an indie game and it's a visual novel.
Oh yeah.
Which, I mean, like you said, case in point, that market is relatively limited, all things considered, because like I feel like you meant to be like. Oh, it's not action-y, you know, there's nothing that like immediately grabs you. It's you're sitting there serving drinks and looking at text. Like, where's the action? Where's the fun? It's like, but the fun is the story. The fun is getting to know all these characters and know this world.
Yes.
And so like I'm personally a huge fan of specifically this game, of Tavern Talk, of Coffee Talk, Valhalla, which I still need to actually play still.
Everyone mentions these games. Yes. Thank you, Layra, as well, for the word niche. Yes, these are very niche games. That being the case, what would you say is the driving attraction for these kinds of games? Because they aren't the typical hack and slash and you hear like a Hiroyuki Sawano backtracking to your boss fight type beat.
Oh my god, Hiroyuki Sawano name drop. Oh my god, I love you.
I mean, that's
that is like legitimately one of my favorite composers. Oh my god.
Dude, he's so good. And not even just with hype music, on even emotional pieces. I'm like, I can tear up just hearing something. I'm like, fuck you, man. Attack on Titan songs. Okay. My bad. But yeah. So the aesthetic of these games, I feel like is kind of hard to market. But I'm kind of curious on what your thoughts are and like what attracts you to these kind of comfier games.
Voice acting.
Really?
100%. One of the things that I have loved to do, one of the things that I've gotten a really huge love for because of streaming, funnily enough, is realizing that games that are, even if they're extraordinarily niche, can be brought up to a whole new level when you bring in friends and fellow, you know, people who have an interest in voice acting, that, you know, maybe they're just starting out, or maybe, you know, they've been out of the game for a little bit, and you kind of just have an opportunity to gather all these people and just be like, hey, I'm putting together a little project because I already really like this game and I would love to hear these characters have voices and to hear this story come to life. And so one of my big things and the whole inspiration behind these whole like live dub projects that I apparently do annually now is just taking a story that I already love and giving friends the opportunity to do a relatively, like, I don't want to say professional project because I'm not like a casting director or anything like that.
It's a serious project though.
Yeah, but put something in that is serious enough to the point where it's like, hey, I'm planning this. I've already got this. I've already got the game scheduled. I already am like, all right, this game is going to take like 4 sessions, 4-hour sessions. You know, like 5 4-hour sessions. It'll start at this time to this time or whatever time works best with the cast.
Sounds like D&D.
You know, it honestly it really is. Like as somebody whose main reason I don't play D&D is because I hate schedule mixing. Live dub projects are like the exception to that of like, ooh, no, I'll make it work. And I do think it's because when it comes to voice acting and stuff, like there is a little bit more of that conversation on that versus stuff like Dungeons and Dragons.
I see.
Yeah, getting to do just voices and see character come to life, and most importantly now, apparently, I didn't think about it at first, but looking back at it, just giving people the opportunity to do a semi-serious voice acting project.
We need people like you.
Say, like,
holy shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like for a lot of people who have an interest but never like an idea of how to embark on their interests, there comes like the shining gem like AKL here, who's like, hey, would you like to do a not professional but really serious, not really serious, but like with the intentions to do it seriously, right? Like that kind of vibe. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so happy to see that this is something that you like genuinely encourage and curate for. Do you think there are individuals that you are specifically like looking for in these types of projects?
So the way that I usually do these, the way that I've done every one of my projects so far, has been I play the game first and get my own experience of it, and then I note which route I want to do, which is usually the golden route is what I'll do. But I'll plan out which route I wanna do, and then do a second playthrough, note down all of the characters that show up, when they show up, you know, who shows up on which days, on which times. It's a lot of it's definitely a lot of planning. It goes so far as to like when I do this second playthrough, essentially like the first playthrough is for me because I obviously want to, you know, experience the game and everything. But the second playthrough, when I'm starting to plan out the actual project itself, like I'll sit there and have the game on like an auto scroll, and I'll have my phone on a timer, and I'll time every single day of like, all right, this day took about 40 minutes. This day took about like 20. So like I time it out to where there's like, okay, every 2 hours of in-game content will usually translate to about 4 hours of stream content. So that way I know where to stop. So I'm not keeping the cast in call for too long.
Holy shit, that's
while
amazing. Also
making a it's a lot of work.
No
you
kidding.
don't have to go as hard as I do. I'm just
why go so far?
Okay, so it's a little bit of like not tea, but like I've been a part of other live dub projects that were not very well put together, where they went exceedingly long, or like they would or like the cast would talk over each other during lines trying to make, you know, quips and be funny, and it's a lot, you know. You get overstimulated, and like you want to make progress in the story, and you know, but there's that fine line between having time to ad lib and have fun and actually pushing the story along. Regardless of, how badly you want to have your moment in the spotlight, this is a project that you accepted under somebody else's behalf so that they can showcase a story that they would want to showcase. So, it's kind of, you kind of have to, give them that berth as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a part of one too many that wasn't the most well designed. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna do it myself.
Good attitude, honestly. There's probably nothing better done than something you've done yourself. Like when you really think about it, like once you start honing in on the intuition, you really can become like your own director for so many things. So I'm so impressed by that. Like I guess you could say dedication to the craft, because you identified that the effort to produce something wasn't quite there. And so you know what it would take to get there. How did you find that when people... Oh, sorry. Ooh, actually, okay. Let me take some steps back. Thank you so much for, by the way, like explaining so much.
Of course.
Things that don't work well, usually there's a lot of factors that can do it, that can come into this. How... There's... A lot of my audience, a lot of my community members are rather in the beginning stages of becoming like good collaborators, and even myself, I need so much room to be like a professional streamer, quote unquote. Like I always mess up, and so I was wondering if
Vespy, sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna say this: you've done 36 episodes of this. The production quality is great. The production quality of your streams is also wonderful. You don't need to hit that professional level.
Oh, of
You're
course
doing
not,
amazingly already.
You are so sweet. I agree, but I want to take this to the next level one day. So there are things I need to smooth out. True. In order to like get there, such as someone has already pointed out, you have some crackles in today's stream that I cannot fix whatsoever and will be present. And so
for the stream though, but again, for the edited video, I've got the audio
by the way.
recording.
Oh my god,
that I'll
Ackle
send
is
to
being such a
and
baller today. Everyone say thank you. Oh, wait, let me
look. I know that sometimes. I mean, hell, I had a drum stream last month that I had to cut early because my laptop just was not running it. It was finally like kind of giving out, and I felt bad because I had to cut a monthly drum stream that we do to celebrate early because of that. But I then had to lock in and put in effort to get a new laptop, get everything set up again, make sure that I did a test stream to make sure everything was running well. Like it's one of those, if you have the drive and the dedication, like you'll find a way to get it done. Like again, for example, we found a way to get my Landy tuber here so that I could do all the fun little emotes, while also making sure that your stream quality is good, and any hiccups that you brought up to me, I'm like, all right, I already have a plan in mind to kind of fix it. Will it be the perfect way to do it? Probably not, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a nice clean audio file for me and you could edit it into the edited version of this, and it sounds great, nobody's gonna know the difference.
True, but also they won't know the effort it took to produce such consistency. Hair flip.
And that is why I always try and like highlight the amount of effort that goes into that back end work, because there's a lot of little things that a lot of people do, like especially in streaming. Like the amount of, I'm sure you spent plenty of time working on your scenes, working on your transitions, working on making sure every asset is where you want it, and like all of your integrations with chat are working, and like maybe it took you like 3 or 4 hours to get this one little teeny tiny asset working that like people are only going to see if they do like a channel redeem.
They'll never know.
They're not going to know it. They'll never know. They'll just see the button, but you'll know, and that's what matters.
They'll never know.
that's why
it's
you gotta
true.
highlight it. Of like, it's all work, regardless of how big or small the final product is. You know the work that you put in, and so that work deserves to be highlighted.
Dang nabbit, Hackle, you're so fucking right. You sound like you have some things of your own that you feel that you've like put a lot of effort in. Can I know some? Can I poke for you for some?
Oh man, where do I even begin? Just like, I mean, with the projects, with like the VO projects, getting audio balancing right, making sure. Sorry, I read Devin's chat, and there's a bit. They know, I know. Anyway,
but I'm gonna take it seriously, and I'm just gonna say, like, you are very wise, and I like the way you talk to. Well, the way you talk to me, I can tell is like something you also can experience with yourself, and I think that's a pretty huge, I would say, like thing to assume about someone, because not everyone can achieve that sort of ability with themselves. So I have a lot of respect for you.
I do really appreciate it. Like it's I don't know if it's the age. I don't know if it's because again I'm very forthright. I am 34.
Holy shit! I mean, you're not
but
even 10 years
by
older than
VTubing
me.
standards, I am ancient.
Oh no, okay. By VTubing but VTubing is filled with babies, okay? Like babies. They don't understand.
Honestly, yeah, you're right.
I won't.
I think that's the whole reason why I take like a very nuanced approach to things, is because like I see what goes on in the VTubing space, like on the regular. I don't want to name anything specific, but April's been a month for VTubing. There's been a lot of VTubing stuff that has happened, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, I just want to. I'm just gonna play Monster Hunter and play video games.
Honestly.
Okay.
It's been a rough month for sure. I have actually. So, is there any thoughts you want to wrap up on? Because I have so many things I want to actually like stem from here. Stem.
I can't think of any.
That's okay.
I'm ready to move on.
Hell yeah, I'm down. So when VTuber graduations hit, at least for me, I did not take it well at all. But as they happen over the years, I feel like I can cope with it a lot more better. So I'm kind of curious, what are some ways for you to maybe like handle change that you can't like change?
Yeah, handling sudden change. That's honestly definitely a lesson that I've learned in my life. Step 1, cry. Step 2, maybe cry a little bit more. You may not have cried enough. Step 3, take a deep breath after all that crying, and you just kind of center yourself and realize that like things may not be as bad as you seem. I am the crying part was partially a joke, but also I am actually the kind of person that if I have a plan or something already planned and ready to go, and something comes along to ruin that plan like completely, I will admit I tend to shut down a little bit. I tend to like immediately be like, I'm done. All right, well the day's fucked. I'm just gonna go home.
It's so hard not to shut down. I get you. You had your expectations set, and now you have like them fucked up, and now it's like
yeah,
honestly, but you still have to go on with your day regardless.
Yeah.
So
and thankfully I've gotten a little bit better, and I do very much thank my spouse for that. She's been very good at when things go really topsy-turvy, she'll usually like offer like, well, we couldn't do this, but maybe we can try this instead, or like we'll do, maybe we'll blow off some steam by going to the arcade or something, or like something along those lines, just something else to kind of like salvage it. And I've gotten, slowly but surely I've gotten a little bit better with dealing with sudden change because of having her there to help.
Man, a little candid moment here. I feel like relying on others for help is nothing but like expected of a human, but it's also one of the most hardest things to do.
I mean, as humans, we are naturally social creatures.
Right?
Like we do like having company and like having friends and helping others when we can. But again, it's also like that. We don't want to be an inconvenience to others as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you and I have both done this, but we've reached out to somebody, and the first words out of our mouth or out of our on our keyboard are, "Sorry to bother you, but."
I mean, maybe you don't have to do a hard read like that, but I'm just saying, maybe I have, bitch. What about it?
It's me.
It's me. Yeah. But it's also, if we don't say that, I feel like it's 100 times harder to do anything. Like we have to apologize and then reach out because I don't know. I think it's an easy thing to assume. Well, why do you think we have to apologize?
I don't know. Maybe it's the introvert in me or whatnot. But like it's like now you're hitting a deep question.
Because this sort of thing, it's with everyone. All my friends have it.
So like for me at least, if I was to psychoanalyze myself again, like my community knows my general. I'm very candid with like my backstory and not like VTuber. My VTuber backstory is my backstory. If it's not obvious, if you ever see a photo of me, this is me. I just have way better fashion sense in VTuber form.
Also, disclaimer. If there's anything you don't want to talk about, please feel free to move on. But
it's gonna be really hard to hit that. I'll be honest with how deep I can get on streams. It's honestly, it feels like pretty much anything is relatively valid so long as it's not TOS.
Well, same here, honestly. But yeah, feel free to speak your truth.
Yeah. But yeah. So for me at least, the reason why I feel like I have to not, I have to apologize to people is growing up, I didn't really have any like solid friends at all up until I finally went into high school. So a majority of my childhood was spent with me, and that was pretty much it. That's why I dove into the online world really, really fast when like dial-up and whatnot started becoming the thing.
Online communities, forums, holy shit.
Exactly. Like I just started immediately like I realized like, oh, I can connect with people here and like I could make friends because we're already having like the same interests and whatnot. So I had like that's when I started getting like a better sense of community. But because I still had that general like past of being by myself, it's just that ingrained thing of like, I understand how precious your time is, and I don't want to make you mad at me and like no longer want to be a friend with me. So, I'm sorry to bother you, but XYZ.
I get that. I really do. I really do. I'm so sorry that was a conclusion you had at one point.
No, it's part of what made me me. And like as I've gotten older, I've realized that having certain unfortunate circumstances growing up in my life like definitely shaped who I am for both the better and the worse. But I mean, like it or not, it's who I am today, and it's just you just kind of take the cards that you're dealt and make the most out of it.
Absolutely.
And I definitely feel like I have.
I feel like that too. There's a sense of I only get this sense from people who I feel like are able to say that like their circumstances positively affected them in the end. Type beat. And I'm really I don't want to ask for too many details, of course, but like, would you say that?
No, go on ahead. It's fine.
I appreciate. I appreciate
I
your
am giving
openness.
I am giving you carte blanche to dive as deep as you want to, whatever curiosities and questions I can answer.
Thank you. Well, I would suppose then, like, how would you say you overcame these kinds of things, like the tendency and how? Because did you always view your circumstances as something that shaped you, type thing?
I generally just kind of ignored them. I file that under repressed. But as I had gotten older and I started like looking back, and specifically this was like after I graduated college and, you know, after I had started getting into the workforce and like before I even started streaming, just like having one of those moments of like taking stock of my life. And I'm like, man, I really have been through. Actually, you know what? No, I know what did it. I actually know what. Sorry, it just came to me.
Fucking hit me with it. Let's go.
This one might be a bit of a heavy topic, but it is.
It's
it
real.
Is still, nonetheless, it's real. So it happened. Oh god, I forgot when exactly it happened, but it was early on after I got the house that I'm living in right now. But I had received very unfortunate news that a very close friend of mine was no longer with us through self-inflicted means. And it was this immediate reaction of, after receiving that news, I immediately called every single like friend that I knew and asked them like, hey, do you need help? Like, do you want to talk about it? And just in the span of like hours, we had like 20 people at this house. We like to make a little bit like a little joke of it now of like, this was our housewarming. Welcome on in. We're all dealing with this together. But because I shifted so quickly into this, like, I need to be strong and I need to be this like rock for other people so that they can get their grief out, I didn't have time to process it myself. And I forgot exactly what had happened, but like months and months later, I was having a really bad day and like I just completely and utterly broke down like in my bathroom, like emotionally. And after that is when I realized like, yeah, I need to learn to take better stock of my own life, of my own mental, of my own issues. Because if I don't, then it's just going to bubble up again and become a much more serious problem down the line. So that was the lesson that I learned, that it's okay to be a rock for other people. It's okay to be that shoulder to lean on, but you also need to know your limits of like, hey, if you need some time alone to process your own feelings or to process your own problems, there is nothing wrong with saying, I'm sorry, but I need some time on my own right now. I can get back to you when I can. Which is why I always say now it is 100% okay to be selfish. It is not wrong to be selfish. It's wrong when you're repeatedly selfish and you never extend that hand. You know, it's a very like with a lot of other things in life, it's a balancing act.
If I could fucking high five you right now, I would. I just had this thought today. It's okay to be selfish, bitches. Okay, but yeah, man, I'm so sorry. Well, I mean, there's so many thoughts, so many thoughts. I'm so.
No, I understand. I just dropped a really heavy fucking thing. But like again, in the time since, I've had time to process it, and you know, it's a thing that has happened, and I'm always sad that it happened, because I know my homie would have been an amazing friend even now. But you know, it's you can only do so much in your own life, and you just do what you can.
Mm-hmm. Ackle, how can we appreciate our friends better? What are the ways? Teach us your ways.
tell them you love them. Like
Directly?
Like literally, there is nothing. There
To
is
their
nothing.
face?
Exactly, 100%. I try and tell my friends that I love them every chance that I get, because you never fucking know. It could be. I mean, it could be a car accident. It could be something else.
What if they don't
but
like it?
Well, if they don't like it, then you can just tell them I care about you greatly. Or
You start using the you start pulling out the thesaurus.
yeah.
I'm an I affection you.
Yeah, I less than 3 you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, that's so fun. Do you have any special
but-
ways people can say they love you?
That's a good fucking question, honestly. Remember how I said that, like, sometimes it's good to take care of your own mental? There's still some times where I don't actually, like
I get that.
what would be a good way to say that people care about me? I mean, I guess just being here, appreciating my efforts when I can, like, just honestly, yeah, that's the first thing out of my mind is just, if you like my content, or you like what I do, or
Don't
just, like,
forget to
spending
hit that
time
like
with
and
me,
subscribe
like-
button. If you like me at all, make sure you
Hit
follow
that-
me on all of my socials. Join my Discord. I'm so sorry.
That's literally that is pretty much what it is, though. I am definitely the kind of person that, like, if you do appreciate me, definitely just telling me straight up is, like, the best way to do it. I'm a very simple guy. I'm just like if you want to hang out with me more, DM me and be like, hey, we should hang out more. Cool. Otherwise, I'll get wrapped up in my own, like, schedule, and then next thing I know, I'll be like, man, we haven't hung out in like 2 years, haven't we?
Oh my god.
We should change that.
that hits my stomach. I am the type of person to be like, yeah, let's hang out more, and then, like, yeah, that happens, and then I realize, like, oh, were they waiting on me?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. You get hit with the I thought you'd never ask, and you're just like, you were waiting. Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
Whoops. These past 2 years. Oopsie daisy, I guess. But hey, I do think that, what is it? If you are someone who does usually, like, plan for everyone, that role just kind of hits you. Like, it's just landed on you. No one says anything, but that's just your job. And all of a sudden, if you don't do it, it is more than likely, like, no one else might do it. And so this kind of occurrence happens to me all the time. I'm curious if this is yours.
The amount of times that I have organized a drink night with the homies, and I'm sitting there like, all you needed to do was find a place and just a time. It's not hard. It's not hard. Just be like, meet at this pub at this time. We'll all be there. We'll split the bill. It's fine. But no, I have to be the one to do it because I'm the big responsible boy.
But doesn't it get tiring? Don't you want to go crazy? Sorry.
It does. No, it does from time to time. Like with the exception being with the obvious exception being, if a friend is coming in from, like, out of town, that's when I'll, like, I mean, like, no matter what, I'll jump and be like, nah,
You're hosting.
You're in my city. I'm gonna show you some great places that aren't on the strip, that aren't super fucking expensive, and it's better anyway. So I will like.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
I will go out and grab them.
But what if, like, you're going to visit a friend and they don't extend that same kind of, like, candor?
That same kind of courtesy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at that point, if push comes to shove, I'll just, like, Google a place and just be like, hey, I want to go here. This place looks neat. Like, I'll pay, or, like, I'll we'll split or whatever.
That's very interesting.
And I'll ask them their opinion.
I would be very upset. I'd be like, bitch, why didn't you do what I would have done? How do you avoid that?
That's, I mean, I honestly, I think just approaching the subject of, like let's say I was going out of state and I was visiting a friend out of state. Let's say Devon, because Devon's here. It'd be like, hey, I'm in such and such city, and Okay, wait, hold on. This might not be the best example because I know that if Devin knew that I was coming over, I'm pretty sure Devin would have a plan. But if they didn't, it would be like a matter of like, hey, do you know, like kind of like just breaching the subject of like, do you know of any good places that you really wanna eat, or like any interesting fun places that you'd want to show me, or like, are there any places that you like to hang out? I would generally ask, somebody there, what they would like to do, with their city essentially. If it's a place that neither of us are familiar with, because I've met a couple of friends in cities that neither of us are local to. We'll just meet up, Google shit, and then be like, all right, this looks fun, and just walk around. Like we went to I went to San Antonio, I think, I'm pretty sure last year, and I met up with my one of my VO friends, Sean, and neither of us were local, but we were like, hey, there's this really cool like set of downtown bars on like the Riverwalk. So we did that. We found a Mexican place. Yeah, we literally just bar hopped. We got kind of very fucked up actually. But it was all fine.
Oh, that actually sounds so much fun. Damn it. I find that you are someone who is a very good friend. And so I'm very glad to know that your friends seem like they treasure you too.
I appreciate it. And you are also on that list of people.
What?
Just letting you know. You have again, I'm a very simple man. It doesn't take much for me to be like, I like you. I vibe with you. Just don't be a dick, and just, be open-minded and fun. And you check all of those boxes, and I love your vibe and your energy, and you're really cool.
Don't forget to check this box that lets you follow him. Oh wait, I can't do it. You're really cool too. There's like, when I feel like I'm an internet dweller. I've been on the internet. I've been on the internet for a fucking long time. Probably, I don't want to actually give too much, but I have a mal. Anyway, so once I started initiating like friendships on the internet space, I learned really quickly, like, people are very hard to please. People are very not upfront, especially on the internet. Mm-hmm. I've learned to have so many rules to protect myself from would-be bad actors. So finding good vibes is genuinely a lot easier now that I've set these rules upon my internet interactions. And I'm kind of curious if you have like similar things.
No, I absolutely do. I mean, I don't know if there's any like hard and fast rules besides the usual, like, don't be racist, don't be transphobic, don't be homophobic, don't do any of that shit.
Valid?
Don't be a fucking Nazi, please. But like other than like the very obvious stuff there, like, just common courtesy of like, let other people talk. Show an interest in topics, make an effort to make conversation, even if it's not a topic that you're not, super interested in, still like sometimes you got to show interest in things you're not completely interested in to keep the conversation going. It's like, it all kind of just stems down to just be polite. Like, just be polite. Don't be rude. Don't brush other people off, if you can. And if there is somebody in your space that is making you uncomfortable, it is completely within your right to bring that issue up to them. And if they can't abide by your circle's rules, then you are completely within your right to just cut contact and cut them off. Because it's not fair to you. It's not fair to your community. It's not fair to your circle of friends. You can try and breach the issue, and if it's a two-way street. If they're not putting in the effort, then, well, there you go.
Fuck yeah, mic drop. Communicate, fellers. Please speak up.
That's literally what in everything, in friendships, in relationships, in streaming partnerships, everything. It all boils down to just fucking communicate. Like, don't hit me with this like, oh, you left me on red for like 4 hours. You must hate me. And I'm just sitting here like, bruh, I was at work. I work from home, and like I was dealing with like a serious troubleshooting issue. I'm sorry that I couldn't get to your one Twitter DM. You know.
You sound like you've been through a lot of friendships.
I've been through a fair amount, but I've had to like actually like you know, I've had to set that line with people of like, hey, like, sorry that I didn't get to it. You know, I was either like I was doing auditions, or like this other thing came up. You know, like life just came up and happened, and I, you know, just lost track of it. And I've had some people be like, you know, oh yeah, well, like you're really rude, or like how like you left me on red and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm trying, you know, like I'm sorry, but also you need to understand that my schedule does not revolve around checking my DMs like every 5 minutes. So I have a life that I'm gonna live, and if I don't get to you, like if it's a prolonged period of time, yeah, feel free to poke me again, but don't mistake my silence for
Indifference.
you know, my immediate silence for indifference or disinterest.
Absolutely. It's hard to. I feel like, man, I'm with you here. I've had friends who will be like, why won't you hang out with me anymore? But it's like, we hung out last night. Please, I don't know. Give me a day. But it's also understanding that, like, so in my experience, I have friends who can't. Oh, hold on. I need to think of how to say this. My IRLs are, I would say they span from very functional adults to adults who've never moved from their hometown. So, yeah, okay. The adults who have never moved from their hometown tend to not have that wide of a support network. And if I am someone who is their only like continuous support network, and everyone just starts like falling off, it's hard to tell that person in my head to like, hey, can you give me some space? Because that's all they have. So what kind of advice would you give to someone in my case?
Are they paying you?
You're so funny. No, Ackle, they're not.
Good, because you're not their fucking babysitter. I know it sounds harsh.
Absolutely.
I know it sounds extraordinarily harsh, and it sounds mean, because it kind of is. But also, that circles back to the whole, it's fine to be selfish of, you know, if they want to hang out with you every single day, and like you're their only, like, oh, you're my only friend, you're my major like support thing. It's like, that's great, but they need to understand that you are your own person with your own life that isn't them, and you aren't their caretaker. You aren't their you know, you aren't their babysitter.
Fuck yeah.
And so if that's not your responsibility, then it's just not your Yeah, exactly. You're not their therapist either. Like you're not being paid to listen to their issues or solve their life problems. If they're like, oh, you're the only friend I have, and it's so hard to make other friends. Like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to learn to like go online, meet other friends, meet other people. You've got to make the effort to reach out, because you're busy living your life. You shouldn't need to live out another person's life for them.
Fucking yes. Hell yeah. And it's also an important lesson to learn within oneself, that you need to let people go through their life.
You need to let people go through their issues, go through their failures, you know, and if they need their space to go through their failures on their own, then let them. You need to you definitely need to know that limit of when to back away and be like, hey, this is getting a little too much for me. I have a bunch of other things that I need to take care of. I'm sorry, but hey, if you need anything, you know, reach out to me and I can help when I can. Because more than anything else, I said this a little bit earlier on the pre-show, but one of the most valuable things, if not the most valuable asset that we have, is time. Like, that is like time is money. No, time is time. That is literally like the most important thing as you get older. And if you can't respect your own time, other people are not going to respect your own time.
Fucking say that louder for the people in the back! Holy shit!
If viewers can't respect your...
Yes! Yes! But, oh my god, that actually hits so hard. Set an example for yourself and other people, kind of thing. Like, if you're going to respect yourself, people will follow your like stance. But if you're someone who is maybe like me, who says sorry all the time and gives all their time to people, like, people will definitely take that for all it is. And now I've learned my lesson.
And it is okay to say no. It's okay to be like, no, I'm gonna do you. You're like, I'm gonna do me. And yeah, you'll probably ruffle a couple of feathers, and some people might be like, oh, I don't know what happened. Vespy's so like mean now. It's like, no, like if you can't respect that I'm taking time for myself, then you know, then I'm sorry, but that's a you issue. That's a skill issue you need to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite things to do is like when there's a friend that's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm just like, nothing. They're like, oh, cool, you want to hang out? And I'm like, no, I'm doing, but you said you're doing nothing. Yeah, and I'm going to continue to do nothing today.
Yeah!
That's my day. That's my plan.
I'm so nervous to tell people, like, when they're like, hey, are you doing anything right now? I'm like, no. You want to play a game? No. I had a scheduled appointment to bed rot for like 30 minutes, please. And extends for like an hour if I so wish. But it's necessary. I find for people who are more likely to be sponges, or people who are able to easily take in other people's like thoughts and emotions, being able to know your boundaries are very important. I'm not saying you might be such sponge, but if you are, I would say that for viewers who are human sponges or whatnot, really practice like letting things flow through you. Like, don't hold on to other people's thoughts. Don't, like, if people's like experiences are bringing you down, you need to actually separate yourself, because being a sponge is not something you can turn off, unfortunately. That's what I would say, at least.
No, I 100% agree. Like it's when I was in high school, I was definitely a much more empathetic person. I say that like I'm like, I don't have empathy anymore. I've lost my faith in humanity.
Nothing personal, kid.
But no, I was a bleeding heart in high school, because, you know, I had just gotten friends, and I'm like, oh, you know, I gotta be there for them. I gotta help them with everything. That's what friends do. And it got to the point where, like, if a friend was having a bad day, I would have a bad day. Like,
Yeah.
even if everything else that happened in my day was great, my friend was like all upset about a thing, like I'd internalize that and be like, well, now my day is ruined and now I'm having a bad day.
It's so
And
hard,
whatnot,
right?
because-
Yeah. Dissociating is
Exactly.
actually a good skill, guys. Don't get it too good, though. So, unfortunately, we are coming close to our ad break, and as well as my scheduled hourly break. So, Ackle, I must ask, would you like to sit and chat with chat, or would you like to hit the BRB screen?
I am 100% fine yapping.
All right, great. Well, I will probably go move then to do my break But in the meantime, I encourage chatters to please ask questions for Ackle to answer. When I return, I'll ask these questions for him. For folks who might not know, my channel has two teams, Team Sunny and Team Rainy. Team Sunny are folks who are bright and cheerful, and Team Rainy are folks who are chill and peaceful. Please pick your team and feel free to interview Ackle with me. But don't worry, if you guys don't, I got plenty of questions for him. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to wrap up before I leave?
Make sure you hydrate. You better be hydrating.
You too.
I got some sip right here.
All right. Oh my god, that's actually so cute. I need to know the extent to your of your models like toggles actually at some point before I kick you out today.
I gotta. You know what? I'll do the math in my head. I'll do the math of like how many different states I have.
Oh really? Okay. What, you have to do math? That's that many?
Let's see. Every state has at least a minimum of 4 PNGs, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How much did this cost?
$740.
Jesus. Honestly though, well made.
It was worth every heckin' penny. This is my gaming one. There we go. We're good.
So cute. Okay. Well, I will be off now, and I'll see you after the break.
Yeah. No, I really do love this model so much, because it's like it's funny because actually so I hosted a VTubing panel this past weekend at a local convention, Level Up, and we got to having a bit of a talk about VTubing models and whatnot, and one of the points that I made was like, oh, Ackle, why do you like your PNG tubing model versus why do you like your PNG tubing model versus like doing a live 2D one instead? And I'm like, money, because even though this very detailed panel or this detailed set of emotions and everything cost like $740, it still doesn't hold a candle to what a general rigged live 2D model will cost, which is generally, lowest case scenario, usually 4 digits. So the fact that my like, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 14 state model is $740 for because essentially the way that we mapped it out is my artist, which I'll make sure to give a shout out to when Vespy comes back, but my artist Color Brews, we commissioned it out to like, all right, it's going to be 14 states, about 4 to 6 PNGs for each state, so we're just going to treat it like this many commissions, and then on top of that we're going to add a consultation fee for getting the entire plan for your character design and everything, and like how we want it to look and how we want it to work, and then also an additional consultation fee for like the hour or so, 2 hours or so of consultation for learning how to use the VTubing software that I use called LandyTube. So after adding all of that in, it was about like, it was about like 740, and that was with tip, by the way, because once again, and I'll be sure to repeat this when Vespy comes back, because I know that Vespy also does art, but one of the adages that I like to subscribe to my channel and my community is pay your fucking artists. Pay them what they are worth. Pay them, a fair wage for what they do, and for all of the work that Color put in. Yeah, 110%. Every single penny of the commission and the tip was well spent, and I could not be happier. Is it the most flashy VTuber design out there? No, but also I'm not looking to become this like super flashy, crazy like corporate VTuber. I just want to be me. I literally just want to be me. It's something that I pride myself on, of like, maybe it's because I'm 34 and I don't want to act a character, or maybe it's because I've just I don't know. I just find it easier to be myself, you know. And so just making a VTuber based on myself and just making it really expressive and whatnot is that's what I feel like my selling point is. It's not the looks, it's the vibes that'll get you. But yeah. And I'm glad that a lot of you are also very happy with how expressive the PNG tuber is, because again, that's one of the things, one of the reasons why a lot of people have asked me, Ackle, I want to like when are you gonna get a live 2D tuber, or like, you know, oh, I want you to get a live 2D. That I think it'd be really cool. I think you'd look really neat with it, and that's fine. I'm not gonna ever shoot that idea down. I think it would be nice to have a live 2D model for if I ever did get the opportunity or the chance to do that I could have that option at least to look at, even if it was for something like a collab where people wanted live 2D models. Then I could have a live 2D model and be like, it's me, you know, have that option. But I've always wanted to also showcase that PNG tubing can be just as expressive and just as lively as a live 2D model, if not more so, depending on what it is. And like, yeah, it's a lot of effort to memorize the positions of buttons on my Steam Deck to do certain emotions and time things specifically to what I'm saying. And yeah, it took a lot of fucking time to learn that. But at the end of the day, now I'm essentially a half-certified Gundam pilot with, excuse me, all the buttons that I'm pressing while also playing video games. So, there you go. Risco says, there's something about the simplicity of it that makes the expression stand out in general. It's the first time I looked at a model and made it feel pure. I never actually thought that a simplicity of a model makes it stand out, but that's actually really nice. I'm very happy about that. It's very good. I've been very excited to man, I've been excited for this interview. Y'all have no idea. Like I've legitimately been like so heckin' cheesed for like the last like month or so when Vespy like came and asked, because like again, I do legitimately I love Vespy. I love this community. I love the vibes that y'all bring to her content and the vibes that she brings as a content creator. It's really heckin' cool. I personally I think she's gonna go I think she's gonna blow up. I think she's gonna do really good things, really and just build a really heckin' damn cool community, which I am very happy to be a part of. It's really heckin' cool. So don't ever forget that. It's a good heckin' time. Like that's one of the big things is like because I know like Vespy it would probably be something like, oh, but you're so big, you're such a big VTuber. It's like, no, I just been like, yeah, numbers wise, I guess you could say, you know, I have like 3.3k followers, which like in the grand scheme of things is like not a lot, but for me, it's never really been about the numbers of like, you know, oh, you have a lot of followers, so I want to become friends with you so that I could, you know, so that some of your followers can follow me. It's like, no, I've collaborated with people that are like really small, but I really fucking love their vibe, and so I've just repeatedly fucking collaborate with them because they're good. And granted, this is definitely a unique it's definitely a take that I consider my own, because I love VTubing, and it's fine, and that's great. It's a wonderful hobby. It's like I said, I have a bunch of different hyperfixations. I VTube, I do voice acting, I drum, but all of those are hobbies to me. Like all the content creation and everything, while I take it I do take the content creation stuff notably seriously now, because it's a very good like creative outlet for me, it is still just a hobby. It is my newest hobby. Gluey. I mean, that's Marvel Rivals. You're right. Which, speaking of, I need to play more Marvel Rivals with Vespy. I need to play more Marvel Rivals with Vespy because that'd be fun. It'd be a good heckin' time. I love Vespy's got hella skills. Oh my god. Vespy has got hella skills in Rivals, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Vespy can carry me. Well, I'll be sure to ask her about that during the next part of the interview.
Hi.
Oh God, she's right behind me.
She's right behind me, isn't she? Like, I can't be. Oh wait, no, never mind. I can't be. I don't talk down to myself. Fuck you. Who said that? Mod, ban mod, but ban that mod. Okay. Marvel Rivals is not that hard of a game, in my opinion.
Oh no.
I don't think it's that hard of a game.
I get skill dipped very. To be fair, this is like my first ever Overwatch like. So like,
I see.
I'm still getting the ropes of it, but man, it's so much easier though. There's a reason why I tend not to solo queue anymore because man, that's a lot of pressure on me. But like, as long as I have somebody in like the VC or like somebody on a team, it's just so much easier to be like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna mess around, and even if we both get like frustrated at a shitty match, then it's just like, you know what, we can be mad together and then be like, okay, fuck it, next one.
Absolutely. It's hard to solo. I don't know. The cushion of having friends around makes me... Liquid Courage, there's like a friend version or spirit version. What do you...
See, I'm glad I let you finish because I'm like, hey, yo, hold on, Vespy, you want to do some drunk Marvel Rivals one day?
That would be so fun. I would not play well at all. I find that if I am inebriated in any way, I just start getting really sleepy.
Nah, that is
Puppy.
mood.
Thank you for the raid. I'm so sorry. Welcome, raiders. You have arrived at my SmolTalk episode 36 with my lovely guest here, AKL Trifecta.
Plague is actually a homie of mine.
I see.
He made this adorable little plush of my persona.
Really?
We had gotten on a little bit of we had gotten on a bit of a topic of during the break of pay your fucking artists. And Plague is one of my best examples because he made it and then was like, oh, I want to send this to you. And I'm just like, that's cool. How much? What? How much? How much effort did you put into this? Let me, like, it's not a question of if I'm going to pay you. It's a question of how much I'm going to pay you. Because, like, you made this for me.
And did you get to pay them?
Like $100 something bucks.
Let's go.
Just straight out.
It's also I don't know.
It's a good size plush. Hold on, let me see if I can get
Can you please? I want to see a picture.
Hold on, I have a really easy way to do this. I just have to go to my channel and then do the channel AKL plush in the chat, and then that'll pull up a Twitter link. There we go.
Yeah, show them. Yeah, show us.
Do you allow links in your chat, or should I send this to you privately?
Oh, you're free to do whichever you like.
All right, there we go.
Yippee!
Got him.
The Twitter link might not work.
No,
it works. Oh, I see.
No, it's working.
Is this your profile picture somewhere?
I know that the digital version of the plush itself is my Discord ID. Like the Discord server icon.
Ah, that might be where I got it.
But yeah, he's so I love him. This boy has this boy is Mr. Worldwide. I have brought this lad with me on every single travel that I have ever done ever since getting it. This boy's been to Japan. This boy's been to Seattle. This boy's been to San Antonio. Been to LA. He goes everywhere. I love it.
Did you ever do those flat Stanley projects?
No, I haven't. What are those?
Oh, back when I was in elementary school, we had like this little tiny character that our teachers asked us to send to relatives across the world, kind of thing. And it just sounds like your little guy has seen the whole world. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cute, by the way. Good job, Plague Puppy.
Plague does an amazing. That was one of Plague's first ever plushes that he made, and the amount of like it's absolutely insane. Like if there's if you want a plushie version of anything, I would very much shill the hell out of Plague.
Valid. All right, I am locked on site. One day I will do merch. Wouldn't that be great, guys? To get some Vespy plushies? Come on!
You get a little plush Tere Tere Bozu.
Stop! That's so cute. I
Yeah,
would love
yeah.
that. I would love that. I'm a little attached to the Tere Tere Bozu design. It's just so simple and cute. Okay, so I'm glad to imagine. Oh, right. So I have returned. I do see that we have no viewer questions, and that is a-okay. You guys may ask throughout the rest of the stream, and we'll get to them as we can. But I do have some thoughts I'd love to touch back on with you, if you don't mind. Let me find my Google Docky. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. I keep saying Google Docky.
No. Again, after everything that happened in April, the Google Doc.
Yeah, no, for real. I think I found so many white text, white background, black text pictures last month. Oh, my eyes. I have contacts nowadays, and it's like so easy to dry up. Oh. Okay. Oh wow, I left off of internet rules. Let's see if I can recollect my thoughts here. Actually, I need to talk about the thumbnail just so that I can say the thumbnail is relevant. I pulled thumbnail topics from our Twitch tracker stats, and the most played games from your channel appear to be Monster Hunter Rise, Splatoon 3, and music. Well, I say music, but we'll talk about drumming, I'm sure, in a little bit, but also RPG Maker. So I wanted to know if you would care to elaborate on like why you stream these games and what it was like streaming them when you did.
I mean, like the easy answer is just, man, those games fun.
True.
But I fell in love with Splatoon, like specifically with, I mean, when Splatoon 1 came out, I'm like, oh, this is a shooter, but it's a shooter that looks really cute, you know, and this looks really fun. Like I generally, up until that point, had stayed in my usual lane of like JRPG, story-driven content and stuff like that. I had never really done a lot of like multiplayer games and whatnot. But with Splatoon and the way that it works, where like you don't have to always engage with the enemy, and like the main goal is to actually, you know, paint the floor instead of always just having to go for kills and whatnot. I'm like, oh, this seems like a game that I can really get into, and I've pretty much been a big fan of the series ever since. Splatoon 3 was not my favorite, admittedly. I kind of fell off of it a little bit near the end, but I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm not excited for like Splat 4. I really do hope we get a Splat 4, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't stream or play Splatoon 3 again. It's just that there's a lot of other games right now that are on my backlog that I need to eventually put on. So
shut those games out.
Yeah.
What are those games?
So like right now, I'm playing Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I'm a huge fan of the Yakuza series. So like Yakuza, Lost Judgment, and all those. I love all the RGG games. Stuff like Persona 3 Reload, I recently finished. I do want to, once Pirate Majima's done, I'm gonna end up doing It Takes Two, Split Fiction with my wife. So that'll be a fun one. Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter Wilds as well. And then I've actually been getting into fighting games a little bit more.
What?
I'm playing a game called Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. I've been really into learning the deeper techniques of that, and like I literally like just got a new fight stick this past weekend, and I'm really excited to put it through its paces with a stream hopefully next week.
When you say fight stick, is it like that box with the rod you manhandle and the buttons and shit? Like,
yeah,
okay.
where it looks like it looks like an arcade cabinet, but it's like just the joystick. Like that's
your
a fight stick.
aesthetic would go so hard on a fucking fight stick. Holy shit! I want to see.
I've been thinking about what to do, because like for the past, so this is now my third fight stick that I've owned. One of them is beaten up because I've had it for a while. And I'll admit, when I first got into fighting games, I was a fucking angry, ragey gamer. so that fight stick saw a little bit of abuse. I've gotten better with managing my emotions with games now. I have learned the old adage of, it's only game. Why you have to be mad?
It takes a while to get there, though. Not gonna lie. I was a league player.
It definitely does, and not to say that I don't have a really shitty game of like Marvel Rivals, and I'm just like, man, fuck that enemy team, fuck that Emma Frost.
No,
how dare?
Legit, she makes this game feel so unhappy. I hate having to run away, like miles away from my team, because she just looks at us like, come on, please.
Yeah, the hypno beam. Yeah.
Oh, but right. Angie gamer,
but,
really?
Yeah. I do really want to get a like custom art for like my fight stick finally. So I have to think about that, but hopefully soon.
Let's go. I'm kind of curious on that pricing for that too. I like Lily Pichu has been getting into fighting games, and her journey is so fun to see her get into, because she beat the guy from Tekken, even though she started only playing it for so long. So fighting games seems so fun. I did not know how to channel my anger very well until I played Smash Ultimate, and I'm kind of curious if that's what happened for you as well when it comes to fighting games.
It definitely wasn't with Smash Ultimate, I can tell you that much.
I hope not. I feel like people don't count that game as a fighting game.
Oh man. So the last time that I played Smash Ultimate was on stream, and it was like, I think 3 years ago or so. I was doing it as part of like a annual I think it was like a stream anniversary celebration, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun matches with people, and like almost all the like it was only like 1 or 2 people that showed up into queue, but they were like really big sweats with Smash, and so I just kept getting bodied, and I'm just sitting here like, all right, and like at the end of the stream, I'm like, all right, thank you guys for the fun matches, it was really fun. And then I never touched Smash again because I was done.
I get that. It's so hard to enjoy a game when you are visibly and like physically, you feel like you're losing.
Yeah.
Learning how to enjoy your time, even if you are losing, is a very interesting skill to learn from fighting games. But I think I only learned this from fighting games. Well, maybe League 2.
No, 100%. Like for me, specifically, I started to learn it with Grand Blue, and the way that I started to get it, to get that more positive mindset into my head, was actually specifically streaming it, because when I'm on stream, I don't want to show myself getting mad or getting salty or yelling. Like that's not what I want to put out into my content. So because I know I'm streaming, now it's like I get, there's just this inherent thing of like, all right, you're on stream, you're not going to get mad. Like you might get a little like salty, but like you're not going to get like mad. So instead my brain goes into like entertainer mode, where I'll generally like commentate on my own fights while I'm fighting, and like if they land a thing, like I'll get hyped that they landed a thing, or be like, oh, like oh man, they got me in the corner, this might kill, is it gonna kill? And then like either it kills or it doesn't, and then I just and then you just go, and it's in a way it's helped me get better with managing when I'm losing, and two, funnily enough, it's also helped with my commentary skills for video gaming.
Ooh. Would you be able to like? Would you say you'd be able to like narrate over an active fight kind of thing?
100%. If it was Grand Blue, I absolutely think I could commentate a tournament. Would I be the best? No. I think I'd still need like actual polish with like a fully productive.
The energy's
produced,
there
like,
though. You
thing.
have so much. You have so much potential.
Yeah,
I would.
I would love to commentate Grand Blue. 100% one day.
Now, why Grand Blue? There's so many fighting games out there.
For me, it's the ease of use. I do think Grand Blue is the easiest fighting game to get into as somebody with zero fighting game experience. The way that they have features like you can use like easy inputs for specials, and there's no like penalty for using those inputs in the middle of combos, so it's a lot easier for you to feel like to get combos set up and whatnot, and the gameplay is generally simpler. Like in a higher level of play for Grand Blue, the game is over after like 3 or 4 interactions, like two to 4 interactions, I would say. But the trick is like getting there and getting those touches and getting those heavy combos in, and being able to adapt. It doesn't have a lot of crazy bells and whistles like something like Guilty Gear has, or a lot of the more specific finesse that like Street Fighter has and whatnot. But just in terms of like general simplicity, like like Grand Blue is just really good, and two, Arxis games in general are just really good for that. Like I do need to get back into playing Strive, even though there's like a couple of other new like features that I don't know how it works, but I miss playing May.
Fighting games. I didn't realize how much you were into fighting games.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised how into fighting games that I was. For the longest time, I never thought I'd be a fighting game guy, because I would watch people at Evo, and I would watch these high level tournaments, and I'm just like, man, I'm never gonna get that good. There's no point in playing. I'm not gonna get that good. I'm never gonna get to like a tournament. And now I realize that it's not about that. It's about the community, like everything else. It's about the community and meeting other people and just getting those unique interactions that only fighting games can bring. Like I finally had my first like in-person interaction as a fighting gamer this past weekend at the convention, because they had like setups, and again, I had just bought the fight stick there, and I'm like, I'm gonna test it out. So I'm gonna go to the Grand Blue table with like the setups that are already there. I'm gonna sit here, and anybody who wants to pop on in will have some matches. And people would sit down, and we'd have a couple of matches, and I'd be like, oh man, that character is really good. I've been having trouble with them, and they're like, yeah, like if I do this move, like I can be pretty open, so like you can punish me there. And I'm like, yeah, if you block this move, it's actually really minus, so like you could just absolutely kill me. And like we would just talk shop.
Let's
and just,
go. You guys started out.
It was such a good feeling. It was very fun.
This was at Level Up, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, I wanted to ask about your convention experience, and it sounds like it was so fun and positive. Was there anyone that like I don't know, are you gonna reach back to any of the people you played with?
I definitely do have a couple people followed. I'm kind of hoping that some of them will pop in, because I'm planning to do Grand Blue on Monday this next week.
What a good way to get them.
I'm gonna shout out Grand Blue versus right now. All right, anybody. The other reason why I really like Grand Blue is because they have a free version, and from May 1st to May 8th, every single character is free to play on the free version. So if you've ever wanted to get into Grand Blue and learn it, Like this week
Now!
is the perfect week. You can now
Now
get
is
it
your
for the low price
time!
of $0
Which is really
and that
hard
includes
right now.
tariffs.
Stop! Oh my god! The whole community is like grieving right now for all those fucking like prices. I feel so bad, but don't worry, guys. They're working on it. By the way, okay, small tangent, my bad. But holy shit, if it is free right now, does that mean it's afterwards it won't be free? Like.
So there's always Grand Blue is a really cool game in the aspect of there's the paid version that has all of the characters and everything, but then there's a free version that will have the default character Gran, which is like the Ryu, the standard Shoto of the game, and then at least three other characters on rotation every week. So but that free version gives you access to the same online lobbies, the same training modes, like, and all of that.
I see.
For absolutely nothing. So even if you can only play your rotated character like every couple of weeks or whatever, it's at least enough to give you a taste of how the game works and how the mechanics work before you potentially commit to purchasing the full version.
Let's fucking go!
But again, for this next week, every character is free, so you can try out every character, figure out your main. There you go. It's real good. Play Grand Blue. It's real. It's a very. I think it's an underappreciated gem. More people need to play Grand Blue. It's already still at Evo, which makes me happy. But yeah.
There are a lot of fighting games though that are popular. It's kind of hard to compete with them. Like all I hear really about are like Tekken and Street Fighter, to be honest, and Smash, of course.
Tekken, Street Fighter, like it's the whole reason why I like shouting like lesser known fighting games, because like you when you think of fighting games, you think of Tekken, you think of Street Fighter, or like Dragon Ball Fighters or stuff like that. But you know what? There's still a lot of other really unique fighting games out there. Shout out to Under Night in Birth. I know absolutely nothing about your fighting game lore. All I know is that I watch your fights on a couple of other people's channels, and those fights are fucking sick every time.
Let's see. There's also Rivals
Melty
of
Blood,
Either.
my goat. Let's go. Oh my god, yes.
Did you ever play Rivals of Either or Aether? Is that not?
I did. I did not, unfortunately.
This is also like a fighting game.
Rivals of Aether 2 is still going on though, right?
Ah, is it? Rivals of Aether 2. There's two?
I'm pretty sure there's a 2.
I see. Okay, yeah. Oh. No, there is. Nice. Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay. Wow, fighting games as a genre, I feel like it's so quiet, but the community is so active.
Mm-hmm.
Man, is there Actually, let's talk about that. You are a game dev, and you play an assortment, so many different types of games. What kind of games do you make?
So I'm definitely a JRPG guy.
Yeah.
RPG Maker is my bread and butter. I have been wanting to make an entire RPG Maker project ever since I was in high school, which, oh my god, that was like what? Oh my god, it was like fucking 20 years ago. What the shit? Oh my god.
20 years ago?
The inexorable march of time continues on. Please make it stop.
This is gonna be one hell of a game, though. Tell us about it.
Well, I haven't been deving it for 20 years.
Oh, of course, but it's the idea, right? Cooking.
But I've been messing around with RPG Maker for on and off around that time, and it's been a dream of mine to like finally make a project. And 6 years ago, I finally locked in and like made like I went full project manager, because I talked a little bit about this at lunch during the break.
Ooh.
But I think the reason why I can put a lot of passion into all of my content, into things like drumming and voice acting and whatnot, is specifically because I don't expect to make money out of any of this. I don't expect to ever make a profit from either making content on Twitch or my voice acting work and stuff, because I have a full-time job that I work, and that salary is really good, and the health benefits are even better. So considering that I have not just myself but my spouse to also help and take care of, it's like, you know, making content and VTubing is great and all, but I like having a roof over my head. So
thank you for saying it. A lot of people won't admit it, but this is probably how you could be. People are like, oh, how do you guys do all of it without like crashing and burning? It's like, have you a full-time job helps a lot.
Yeah, like it's a lot of people want to like make their jobs out of like content creation and like VTubing and whatnot, and this is going to be a bit of a sidetrack, but I do feel like it is a very important point to bring up. So one of my friends, I've mentioned them a couple of times, Sean. One of my friends is Sean Chiplock, who is a prominent voice actor in anime and video games. The voice actor for Rivali and Teba from Breath of the Wild, Mishima in Persona 5, and fucking Subaru in ReZero.
Let's go!
But he does voice acting as a full-time thing, and he actually recently gave a presentation at a local convention talking about that process. And one of the statistics that he brought up was like only like 11 to 14% of voice actors that are in the industry can make it full time. Everybody else has some sort of supplementary income. He is one of those rare 100, one of those rare 11%. So in the aspect of like voice acting, like, yeah, you're generally more often than not going to want a supplementary income in addition to being able to do voice acting when you can. Likewise with content creation, because in 2021, I had done a little bit of napkin math because I really like numbers and statistics sometimes. So I asked myself the question of how many tier 1 subs would it take for somebody to make as much money as a full-time minimum wage employee in the country of the United States. And I included a couple of things that a lot of people don't think about, including things like how much would health insurance cost in addition, because if you're self-employed, you need to also find a way to have health insurance. And also, if you're self-employed, you're going to need to pay taxes at the end of the year. So you need to also factor in for the self-employment tax. So after doing all of the math and everything, the final number, at least as of 2021, this number is definitely different, but still, it still drives the point home. You need 544 tier 1 subs a month to make as much as a minimum wage McDonald's employee after taxes.
Shit.
It is, like, obviously that's not counting things like sponsorships, higher tier subs, or, you know,
bits,
supplementary forms of supplementary forms of income like bits or donations or things like that. But yeah, that level of effort just to maintain minimum wage,
and that's not even guaranteed.
And after exactly, and like to give an example, like my current numbers, I think I'm sitting at like 30 something Twitch subs right now, generally consistently. So it's like I could push myself to do more, but then I'd start just losing the passion of it, and I'd rather just use whatever income I have to help make the content better. And if whatever I get back as income just kind of offsets it more than anything else. But at least I can be happy that I've created something, that I've gotten to do something where I can be creatively expressive, and in a way it helps, you know, alleviate stress from work and whatnot.
Now, I avoid asking this question because this is a really close to doxing one, but like, do you feel like you're able to pay your like monthly bills pretty easily?
Absolutely.
Do you?
I will. I will be completely candid. My current salary is $120,000 a year.
That's amazing. And for a
I
partner too.
work. Well, no, it's specifically just for me.
Yeah, but partner income. Yeah.
Yeah, plus partner income makes it about 1.5, 150,000 or so.
Does your partner also stream?
And no, she does
Oh,
not.
I see. Okay. Oh, but that stream's gonna be so cute. Oh, I'm so excited for Split Fiction.
But yeah, I spent a majority of my life working extraordinarily hard to get a bachelor's degree in computer science, and then I worked even harder to make sure that I got a job in my local Las Vegas industry that pays a very good salary. And while the job is extraordinarily stressful at times and is sometimes not the best for my mental, the pay right there is way too good to just give up.
Absolutely.
So
do you find
it's go on.
Oh. Let's just say hypothetically content creation and your supplemental income could outpay your current job. Would you take that opportunity?
100%.
I see. Would you say that's a goal?
If I was ever given the luxury of being completely unchained and not needing to worry about having to do a corporate job and just being able to pursue my own passions between voice acting and making content and streaming, if I've had that opportunity, I would take it in a heartbeat. Because in 2020, when the pandemic started, I was furloughed from my job, so I was essentially let go without officially being let go, quote unquote. And I was able to collect unemployment, which was enough to keep the bills paid and keep the lights on in the house and everything. But obviously it gave me an influx of time to work with. And during that time, I really had nothing else to focus on except for my own content and my own streaming and whatnot. And that's when I connected with a lot of people, and I realized that if I had the freedom to do content creation just as a thing, like 5 days a week, without needing to worry about money and whatnot, I would 100%. I was so happy during that time, even though it was probably meant to be a stressful time because, you're out of a job and whatnot, and you need to make sure that, you get your job back. Like, that was always in the back of my mind, but at the very least, I was making the most out of every day by doing something that I knew that I had a passion for, that I had a love of, and that I wasn't like constantly always thinking about, okay, where's, am I going to have enough money to keep everything going?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, long story short, if I could, I would.
Mm-hmm. I hear a lot of people caution on that, saying like, oh, like that would just turn your passions into a job and then you'll like slowly lose that. Does that not, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I guess it all depends on like how you approach it, because it's that whole, if you're approaching something like a job, so like your question stated in the beginning, like if I was able to do content creation completely freely without and the key word is without the like without the worry of needing to pay bills or knowing that your bills would still remain paid and whatnot, that would be the big, like, that right there is the key word of if I didn't have to worry about money and still do content, then I could just do content and not worry about needing to always bring in the most money or whatever. But of course, if I quit my job and now I needed to rely on streaming to become my main source of income, then that does turn streaming into my job, and that would definitely run the risk of me losing the passion and burning out, because now you're tying your monetary
Livelihood.
gain. Yeah, you're tying your livelihood to your success in streaming. So if you're not successful in streaming, then you start feeling bad and doubting yourself, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Which is why I will always caution anybody that's like, I want to make the leap and become a full-time streamer. That is a huge leap to take, and you better have at least one contingency plan, if not multiple.
Thank you. I was there once, and I was very naive, and I'm so thankful I had a friend like you who cautioned me. Thank you for having such good views.
Hey, and like I don't say it to be like, oh, don't chase your dreams,
just
don't
realistic.
become a full-time streamer.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, unfortunately, we do live in a society, and capitalism is a thing.
But it
so
has
it's like, at the end of
rules.
the day, like,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure there's a roof over your head. You want to make sure there's food in your belly. Make sure you're not going thirsty or anything. Make sure your needs are met.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! You say you're a furry and you have a high-paying job. This stereotype has been achieved once more. Have you heard? You know about this, right?
Suspiciously wealthy furries.
Yes,
Yep.
or at least like almost all high. Like, what is it? If there's
Anybody in a high paying IT job, 90% is probably part of the furry fandom.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is something that was always like given to me as like a stereotype. I've never wanted to like perpetuate it, but I'm kind of curious. Can you give us some insight?
I mean, I can't immediately give examples because I'll also admit, I don't make friends at work, because you'd think that being in an IT job, it'd be really easy to be like, oh yeah, no, I do streaming, I play video games, I do this. Nobody else in my circle does like any of those things. They all like read.
Wow.
Not saying reading's bad, but like they don't play video games. They don't know what a Twitch is, and I'm just sitting here like, okay.
Have you introduced?
So like, of course, I'm not gonna be like, yo, are you a furry?
No, valid. Very valid. Would you even be friends with someone if they did? Like, if they were openly? Because, like, even then, I'd be, like, a little sus. Because not that every single VTuber and content creator or green hair person is, like, bad. But I just tend to think, like, just be a little sus of everyone.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like, I definitely do tend to keep my guard up when first meeting people, just because I'm just, again, the introvert, and I don't want to like dive right into it. But it's also one of those things of I'm not afraid to be unabashedly myself. It's almost like a vibe check as well.
Yes.
At this point, whenever I'm like, yeah, I'm part of the like I'll just like non sequitur into like, yeah, my persona, or like, yeah, this is my furry thing.
Oh,
or like,
engage reactions to that.
I went to a furry convention last time, because, and again, circling back to Sean Chiplock, one of the lessons that I learned from him is owning your interests and owning your likes is a matter of how you express it. And by that I mean, like, if you tell somebody, oh yeah, I'm like, I'm like kind of into the furry thing, like not a lot though, but just like, I've seen some stuff, and if you approach it in a way of, it sounds like you're ashamed of it, then people are gonna pick up on that and they're gonna think that it's something to be ashamed of. But if you're just like, yeah, no, I went to a furry convention last weekend, like, it was great, people were awesome, I had a lot of good drinks, found some really cool fursuits that I could show you, like, it's really neat, and you just own it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, it's just a thing.
The power of suggestion is very, very undermined. I really love this kind of example in particular. Like, self-fulfilling prophecy is shown in all different kinds of ways, and this is one of them. Like, if you as you have said, like, own your interest, it's going to be such a good, like, mental affirmation on yourself as well. Oh, such a good little
100%.
tactic.
And if somebody is like, oh, you go to a furry convention, then it's like, yeah, I did. It was great. It was actually really fun. I think you might enjoy it. If you're a big party person, bro, the party's there, amazing. And if they start giving you shit, then, well, now you know not to hang out with that person
That's
because
more telling on them
they
than
didn't
you.
pass the vibe check.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like people who don't do vibe checks are always more prone to being upset by people. But I feel like if you have vibe checks, then you can't help but, like, I don't know. It's so easy to curate the people around you if you just do vibe checks. That's just my little philosophy. But I know people don't do vibe checks, and that's okay too.
Yeah. And again, it all depends on the person. Of like, are you the kind of person that likes to take things slow? When it comes to friendships and whatnot, I'd like to think I'm a pretty decent judge of character.
Yeah.
More often than not. Like, again, even using you as an example, the one day where you were like, you hopped into Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, yeah, get some games in, absolutely, we'll get like a game or two in, and like you just hopped into voice chat. And like we just went at it like it was nothing. Like that's exactly what that is. It's like, I'm on stream, I'm gonna be me, and already knowing how you work, I'm like, I'm damn sure that Vespy is gonna pass this vibe check with all these other people that are already in the VC. It'll be fine. And we did, and we locked in, and we won. It was great.
You know, in that same week, I failed someone's vibe check, but they still gave me a second chance, thankfully. But, like, I'm so honored to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But I have one more question from both me and I believe there's a Sunny Teen question. But as we are wrapping up this episode, I hope to ask you if there's like some thoughts, any finishing things, just shout outs, or here's your soapbox, sir. It is shiny and well made.
So shout outs to Color Brews, who is, I'm going to shout out all three of my major artists. So I will there we go. I will write their names down, and then you can shout them out accordingly. But
thank you.
Shout outs to Color Brews, Emmy Ain, and Mayu Yumemi. Color Brews is the person that made this model of mine, as well as helped out with a bunch of the different stuff with like LandyTube and whatnot. So and also been responsible for like a lot of my emotes and whatnot. So big thank you to her. Emmy Ain is actually the person who made the cafe scene, what I like to call the cafe KL scene that you will see in my streams, or in like different announcement images. And then Mayu Yumemi is actually the person that made all of my splash art screens. So like my starting soon, my BRB, my ending soon, and my offline image were all made by her. But they're all amazing artists. They're all amazing friends as well. They all passed the vibe check, of course, and I love hanging out with them. And I definitely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of them. Whether it's supporting me in my content, or helping bring my content to life in the way that I've wanted.
This is probably a good time as any. Can you show off like all of Color Brews' lovely work of all your different toggles?
Oh yeah, so you got this one, you got my excited one, you got my sad one, you got my silly one, you got me laughing, of course. There's the what I like to call the "Are you fucking kidding me" face. Of course, there's the pouty and the sippy, and then I also have, when I'm gaming, there's a model shift to when I'm looking up at the like television screen.
That's insane, actually.
Yeah.
So
and all that is just controlled from my own from my own little stream deck and through LandyTube and Sammy. Also, actually, you know, one more shout out to LandyTube, because they are. I'll give the there we go. So Landy is the designer of LandyTube, of course. Oh wait, that's right. Their name is Landy, not LandyTube. The software is LandyTube. The streamer is Landy. But they are a fellow furry streamer who is pretty much the main creator of LandyTube, and they've been working on this project as a near solo dev for a good while. But it's thanks to them that I was able to get this model and get like all of these different, the different transitions and the bounciness and liveliness of the model and whatnot, to make it feel like, like lip flaps and lip syncing are happening when they're not actually happening. But it's really, I owe everything nowadays specifically to them, and they've been doing an amazing job, not just in content creation, but in making a very, very good product that I will always love to showcase to other people, to show like, hey, being a PNG tuber doesn't just have to be, one or two static images. You can bring it to life and have a model that's just as lively, if not potentially more so, than like a live 2D model at times. You just gotta put in the effort. It all is what it takes.
It genuinely comes off a lot more natural, in my opinion. Like PNG tubers and mouth flaps and everything. I think there is an argument PNG tubers are a lot more better placed. So I love this. I love your tech that you put into your content, and as well as your model. It's just so fun. I think I see as well like a... Oh, no, never mind. There goes that thought.
That is such a move. I already know for a fact. My apologies to any of the audio listeners in the future. I know for a fact that there's been like at least 4 topics that I've started talking about, and I've probably said, I'll come back to this, and I never come back to it. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You know why? Because I'm looking to have more recorded offline episodes. So anything you feel like you would love to talk more on later, but not on stream, I am looking to host more people, but like more recorded, so we don't have to have a live audience. So I'm so excited to hear you say that. Hee.
Definitely consider me interested for that, for sure.
Fuck yeah. Then I'm looking for that for sure. Okay, one last question for me though. Hold on. My eyes, I'm new to contacts and they're so dry right now, so I feel like I'm messing with them on stream and my eyes are fucking freaking.
I am proud of you for doing contacts. There is no way that I could. The thought of putting something like directly on your eye to see better, just it terrifies me. I'm like, no, I'll just have the glasses resting. I don't trust my own dexterity.
No, it's true. I've had to like raw dog this, so now I'm like so desensitized to it. But I am such a little bitch with my contacts. It takes 20 minutes at length. It takes at length for me to put this dang thing in my eye. It's so hard. I'm actually so close to calling it. I can't. It takes
Fuck
so
it,
long.
back to glasses.
Back to glasses. You're so right. The dexterity part isn't my issue either. I just forget to cut my nails, so I'm like, oh, let me just lightly scratch my eye with my to get the contacts off. It's great. Oh, right. Okay, my last question. Haha, I found it. So we never talked much about your drumming. So if we can, maybe you could just give us like a big little word blob here. Like why drumming, and what do you like about it? What do you see for the future for your drumming too?
So what's funny is, like, in a way, starting with or learning drumming wasn't actually my own decision.
Oh.
I was approached by a friend of mine in college, and they wanted to have they were looking for a new drummer in their like anime cover band that they had at the time, and their drummer was getting sent off because they were part of the Navy or something. and they're like, we're looking for a new drummer, and they were like, we know you play a lot of Japanese rhythm games, and you seem to have a really good sense of rhythm. Have you thought about playing the drums before? Because like you play the drums on the little Japanese drum rhythm game, like you should be able to learn to play drums. And I'm like, bruh, my guy, like that's a video game. This is like an actual instrument. I don't think those skills translate. So anyway, the skills translated, and
Let's go.
and I'm like, yo, actually, this is really fun. And so I just kind of eventually really got into it, and you know, between learning on their acoustic kit and just wanting to learn to drum more on my own, I eventually bought my own electronic kit here for my house, and I upgraded my kit like a couple of years ago, and I was like, you know what, drumming is something that I really just like to do. So I guess, you know, I'm sitting here like, one of the cool things that I could do is I could have drum streams. Like, one of my inspirations, of course, for streaming in general is the 8-bit drummer. If you've never seen the 8-bit drummer, man's fucking peak, absolutely peak drumming content. Oh my god.
Sounds familiar.
Let me put up
I
the
YouTube
name.
there. Here he is.
It's Gerard, I believe. Yeah.
He does
But,
Vocaloid stuff too.
He does so much otaku stuff. It's not even fun. If there's a popular anime song out there, he has drummed to it, and he has drummed amazingly to it. It's absolutely heckin' cool.
Let's go.
But I'm sitting there like, oh, if he can do it, you know what? I don't have to mimic him, obviously, but I do want to have drum streams with with my own content where people can, subscribers can request their own drum songs. And for me, my little twist is like, more often than not, a lot of the songs that people request I've never heard of, like, ever. And so I'm just going in with the vibe of the song, listening to it, and just making up a drum line as I go.
Holy shit.
It's been really heckin' fun. And to just practice drumming, and also to just have like a little celebration. And this past Thursday, actually, we had our drum stream for April, and we said goodbye to our beloved shark Gargura.
Right, I saw. Ooh.
I know. Oh. I had a little Gura plush that I got to put like right in between the cymbals and like look up at the camera. It was really cute.
Aww.
But so we did a bunch of Hollow Live songs. I started with my first song that I ever listened to of Gura's, which was Q, which was a
with Mori.
Yeah, because Mori's my favorite. Mori is my Kamiyoshi.
You're a deadbeat dude.
I am a hardcore deadbeat. Me looking at my my Calliope Mori M-Rage jacket that I have.
Actually, so fucking cool.
It's so I love Mori so much. We started with Q, and then we had a variety of different Hololive songs, a couple of other meme songs, but then like I told people, like, don't worry, we're gonna finish this off right, and we finished off the stream with Ash again. Oh,
I can't wait to check out your stream, actually. Wow!
It's so good. Unfortunately, the drum streams are the one thing that I don't have recorded because, quite obviously, DMCA. It's the main thing. What I need to start doing, hopefully, is doing a locally recorded version of it, so that I can have it and then just upload it on my own personal time.
Yeah.
Because it'd be good to have for like clips and whatnot.
Ever thought you'd dabble in like multi-streaming?
That is something that I've been looking at now that Twitch has kind of eased up the restrictions on it. So it's like, yeah, I would actually love to try and branch out into YouTube. I probably would focus still on Twitch.
Valid.
But I like to be fair, my VODs, I'm already uploading them wholesale to my current YouTube channel. I think if I ever get the freedom or the more money to hire an editor or what have you, then I'll make a separate channel for like actual like edited content.
Ooh!
But right now I'm kind of like just treating my own stuff like a vault essentially. So it's
Ready.
somewhere that's not just on my like SSD or something.
Yeah, makes sense. That's
But,
such a good way to think about it too. Something to like maybe cook up one day once you get the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I have one last question for you from Bergie. And after
Ooh.
that, I will probably ask for any last promos and kick you out. So let's get on with
Sounds
this
good.
last one. What's your favorite JRPG, Ackle? And if this applies, were there any inspirations you took from it for your RPG Maker project right now?
So my favorite JRPG at this moment is Metaphor ReFantazio.
Ooh.
That game shook my heckin' world. It is like this beautiful mix of challenge and difficulty and strategy and story and just character. Like I thought like up until Metaphor, I would have said Persona 3 because Persona 3 Portable was my first ever Persona, and that game like legitimately changed the direction of my life.
This is before the remake?
Yeah, this was before the remake.
I see.
And then I would have said the remake, but then I decided to. I'm like, oh, everybody keeps talking about Metaphor and how it's absolutely peak. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot. You know, I probably will like Persona 3 Reload better, but whatever. No, that was a lie. I absolutely fell in love with Metaphor. In terms of inspiration, I don't think I've taken anything specifically from Metaphor for inspiration for my project. My project is a relatively like I would want to say bare bones. The whole reason why it's taken like 6 years to develop is because I'm very, very lazy and very, very much spinning a lot of different hyperfixations at once. But again, it's not like I put a deadline on the project, so it's been nice to just go at my own pace. But I have taken like inspiration from a lot of the old school classics, like the old school Final Fantasy, and like Dragon Quest. Trials of Mana is probably one of the big ones that I've really liked. So yeah, it's been really nice.
Do you ever do any of the Tales of games?
I still need to. I have Tales of Arise literally on my PS5 right now, and I've been like, yeah, when I have some free time and I have nothing else to play, I'm probably going to start up Tales of Arise. And then like Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and then like Split Fiction and It Takes Two, and
The list goes
God,
ever
there's so
on.
many different games.
I get that. Well, I hope you get to it one day. Oh, one of my favorite JRPG series for sure.
I do. That's not to say that I'm not familiar with the Tales of series, because I do have a lot of friends who are into it. So which one's your favorite, and why is it Symphonia?
Well, it's Vesper.
You're right.
You're right. No, Symphonia is actually my first one. I fucking love Symphonia. Did you watch? Wait, you didn't play it, so you know of it at least. So like, oh.
I didn't play it, but I had a friend who was obsessed with all things Tales, so I've kind of gleaned my knowledge from their own hyperfixation.
Nice gleam. Symphonia is like one of the base takes. That and Abyss. I don't know if I'd trust anyone who says they like a Berseria or Arise, honestly, like right off the bat. Like, I'm gonna need to know more.
I think my top two favorites are Symphonia, because my fucking boy Lloyd Irving, but also I do love Abyss because I'm a big fan of Bump of Chicken and Karma as the open. Yeah!
I want to learn that song so much. It's so good. I bet as a drummer, like this song is actually such a banger too.
It is so fun to drum to. It is such good energy. I think you should. I think you should 100%. Like if there's one thing that you mentioned drumming, and I think now is a better time than any. You've also been an inspiration to me, just as a note. I have been wanting to try and maybe try my one more hand at doing some karaoke streams in the future, because while I'm not professionally trained, and I don't think I'm like a singer. I do think I can at least carry a pretty decent tune, all things considered, when I like lock in and try. So it's like I would love to like do that one more time, but like like it's weird being a voice actor, and I don't care. Like I'm very confident in my voice, except for when it comes to singing. Then I'm just absolutely self-conscious
Given
about
how
everything.
you got to that point, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a lot more to do with like receiving a lot more positive experiences to outweigh whatever negative ones may have happened, did happen.
Yeah.
But I just know that like you have so much love and energy for like creative projects. I would love to see you like do karaoke just to see what kind of fun you have. I would love to just karaoke with you in person. Fuck it, I don't know. Maybe that's
You know
the
what?
vibe
Okay,
I'm trying.
real talk. If you ever make your way down to Vegas, let me know.
Fuck
There are
yeah!
like I can already think of at least 2 karaoke places that are really good. That also have really good food,
No
either
way.
nearby
So
or
it's just streams
inside.
that you like don't do. You don't buy karaoke IRL?
Yeah, no, karaoke IRL, 100%.
Okay, I'm down. I love karaoke. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I'll have any excuse to go to a Vegas, but a Vegas? I don't know why I said it like that. I have friends though around there for sure. So, that'd be such a fun trip.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Okay. We are well over 2 hours now. So, my friend, my buddy old pal, do you have anything you'd like to promo before I finally kick you out of the tavern for today?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've shouted out like all the major peeps.
Thank you so much. So
Don't
many
forget
people.
to like, comment, and subscribe.
For sure. At
And
Apple Trifecta.
if you do like my content, you can catch me on here on Twitch at AKL Trifecta. You can catch me on my socials. I'm very active on both Twitter and Blue Sky, also AKL Trifecta. I've got a YouTube of my VODs, also under AKL Trifecta. The branding is very solid. That is one thing that I tried to make sure, is the branding is very solid.
Honestly, pretty fucking good. I like your link tree too. Like, I'm a very beginner marketer, and it's very easy to find you and find what you do. So, well done.
I am very glad.
Okay. Oh, thank you for 2 hours. And the biggest comment I received from many guests is that they wish it's longer, and I'm so sorry I can't be, but thank you for all of your time still. And
It's all right. That's what the off stream recording's for.
yes, sir. I will see you again very soon, if not like one day. So I hope you take
whether
care.
whether it's in a Marvel Rivals collab or
Yes. Okay.
Monster Hunter collab, I'm always down.
I bought the Marvel Rivals pass. I need Marvel Rivals games so that I can justify buying the pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you ever want to do Monhun, I know this week I'm doing it on Thursday, but I usually do it on Mondays as well. So if you happen to be free and want to pop into some hunts,
I need some hunters to help me with my new clothes, my new clothes lines, my clothing line.
100%.
Okay, well then, Ackle, I'll catch you later. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'm getting kicked out.
He's getting kicked out. Okay, he got kicked out, and now it is time for me to say goodbye, everyone. Thank you for your time, and our next guest. Do I have a next guest? 1 second. My next guest. Who is this guest? 1 second. I need to know. I say it's reserved, but I don't comment on who the next person is. So let me check my DMs. It's either this person or that person. Oh no! Otsukare! Otsukare summer deshter! Is it this person? No. Is it this person? Uh-oh. Oh, next week we have a really important guest. I need to get my YouTube shit figured out. My next guest is a really cute VTuber who is strictly YouTubing only. This is our first YouTuber only VTuber, guys. Her name is Yumie Tsuchinoko, and she is a very like well lored up person on Blue Archive. Like when Grimsley and I were in our Blue Archive phase, we went to her for all of our stuff. Yumi hype, yes. So next week, next Saturday at 12 p.m. CST, we will be interviewing her, this cute snake, and getting to know about all of her interests. She's a huge VTuber fan. She knows, like, she's probably one of the more vocal VTuber fans that I follow, that I am a fan of. I don't know how to... I'm so excited. But yes, thank you guys for listening to today's episode with Ackle. Make sure you go check out Ackle's links with the link tree and all of Ackle's content. Lovely soul, and hope to see him more. Wonderful episode. Thank you, Devon, for also hanging out with us and chatting and getting to know, well, helping me get to know Ackle. Let's go see who we shall go raid. Here are your raid messages. The first one is if you are a non-subscriber, you are a traveler. It uses global emotes. And then the second one is if you are a Tavern folk. Use your emote flex, please. Let people know what cute emotes I got, alright? I think we will go give you guys over to... Okay, let's go take you to a previous SmolTalk guest. They're currently playing Dredge, and he is a very comfy person that I genuinely think that you guys would enjoy. His streams are 18 plus though, so please make sure that you guys behave appropriately and, you know, don't get in trouble. Okay, take care, and I'll see you next time. Sage Nasty Zero, bye bye.